Hi everyone, Happy New Year. Marcus Lopez here, and welcome to the first episode of Black Sweater Talk for 2019. Hope you had a great Christmas and that these early days of the new year are getting off to a great start. Not going to keep you long, just want to ask you a question. What do you want to achieve in 2019? And what do you need to do to make it happen? Was there something in 2018 that you said you wanted to do and just didn't get around to it? Maybe work was too demanding. Maybe you were sick. Maybe they were just, you're managing crisis after crisis. Maybe you just said, you know what? I don't have time for this and I'll do it next year. Well, next year is here and it's time to stop putting things off. It's time to stop dilly-dallying. It's time to focus and really make this a year to remember. So what do you want to do? And how are you going to make it happen? It's not easy. I recognize that. One of the things I don't talk about a lot is the fact that, it's my day job. Everybody knows I'm a writer, but I actually work as a flight attendant as well. And I've been doing that since 2013. 6 years on almost, I am still not sure that it's the job for me. It's certainly not what I'm passionate about. I'm passionate about being a writer, but being a flight attendant has allowed me the balance, the work-life balance that 9 to 5 never came close to offering me. But it's challenging in the sense that, some days, especially early on when I first started, I had to be at the airport for 5:30. Now I am doing a lot of overseas flights, mainly to London, and I'm flying overnight. And, when I'm coming back from London, I'm getting up, at 6 o'clock London time, which is 1 o'clock in the morning Toronto, and having to deal with that time change and that fatigue when I get home. And that makes it challenging trying to focus on my writing, trying to, get up that next day after returning from a long flight and go for a run. It's challenging to stay focused. And I realized a couple of years ago that I needed to do something differently. I needed to figure out a way to make this job work for me so that I could write, that I could make progress as a writer, that I could push myself to run more and do better and not be, from my perspective, lazy and just run 3 or 4 kilometers when I knew that if I had the energy and the motivation and the time that I could maybe run 10. So back in 2015, I made I'll call it a dramatic change. It was a dramatic change in my mindset in how I was going to approach life. I decided that, all right, now you're ready for this. I decided that 2015 was going to be my year of selfishness. And selfishness, we know, can have a very negative connotation, especially in today's world, where we see it a lot more often. It's, it's me, it's gimme, take, and we're not giving anything back. And I certainly didn't want my year of selfishness to be perceived in that negative way. What it really was changing how I decided to approach my day. So I needed to focus on me. That meant I needed to get up early. I needed that me time to focus exclusively on my writing without the distractions that come along when my partner, for example, gets up and goes to work, because I don't get anything done in that hour because the TV is on. Sometimes it meant getting away from the condo and going out for coffee and writing in a cafe. Sometimes it meant, being selfish in the sense that, I love to cook, but you know what? I have work I want to get done. I want to finish that chapter today. I want to start that blog post. So you know what? I'm not cooking and we're going out for dinner. It was small things that helped me anchor myself and helped me to be committed to achieving what I wanted to do. Because I certainly didn't want to let my partner down, let my friends down. I didn't want them to feel like I abandoned them. But I knew that for me to be happy, for me to achieve the goals that I've set for myself, that I had to be a bit I had to turn a bit more inward. I had to, in that sense, be selfish, and it's not a negative thing at all. It's just realizing that we all have our calling. We all have something that we feel compelled to do, and for me, it really is writing. That is my calling, and I am heeding the call, and that means that there are days when I will be selfish. I will say, you know what? I'm not going to visit my in-laws this weekend because I'm going to stay home and I'm going to finish that rewrite. Or you know what? I'm going to stay home because I want to run that 15K and hit my goal of running 50 kilometers this week. And there's nothing wrong with that, because I'm still beyond that in other days and at other times. I'm still giving of myself to others. I am still making time for others. So here we are. It's January 4th. We're 4 days into 2019. So again, I ask you, what is it that you want to do, and what are you going to do to make it happen? Quick example for me, I have struggled over the past 10 years with goal setting. People talk about SMART goals, measurable, realistic. I forget what they all time sensitive. I forget what all the letters stand for. But that was always kind of hollow to me. I tried to write a goal and I put on a piece of paper and I would never come back to it. Late in 2018, probably in October, I think it was, I ordered a new planner. I thought, this is it. This is the planner that's going to work for me. So I had a space where I could outline my top 3 goals for the day. And I would do that when I got up. And then I would close the planner and never look at it again. And I felt that I was more than planning my day. I was recording. So I'd come back in the evening and say, at 10 o'clock, I actually sat down and wrote this chapter. Or at 2 o'clock, I had my dental appointment. So I was recording the day as opposed to planning it. And I stumbled across, late November, Michael Hyatt. I was doing an online training course and Michael Hyatt was mentioned, and I decided to look him up. And he was offering a course called 5 Days to Your Best Year Ever. And one of the things I've realized over the years is that online training really isn't for me. I don't learn that way. For me, it's like being in a classroom. I struggled in university in the classroom setting. I've always been a more independent thinker, independent learner. So as I hummed and hawed about registering for Michael's course, I just asked myself, I wonder if he wrote a book on this as well. And sure enough, I went to Amazon and there was the book, Your Best Year Ever. And I ordered that and I devoured that within 4 or 5 days. And that helped me really goal set, dig deep into what I wanted to do, look at my motivations, look at ways to stay engaged, and what was really most important for me is find a way to weed out the distractions, because social media for me is a big time distractor. Even though I say I don't want to be on Twitter or Facebook or Instagram, I'm there. And you just want to know who liked your photo, who liked your tweet, who's responding to your tweet, anyone engaging with your post on Facebook. It becomes addictive. So I'm using tools to manage that, and that realization came through reading Michael Hyatt's book, Your Best Year Ever. But I still needed something else. I needed something more. And in reading and learning, I came across Brendon Burchard, just recently actually, in the last, I'm going to say 10 days. And I ordered his book. I forget the name of it. Right off the top of my head, it's gone, because I'm eager for it to get here. I check my Amazon orders every day. But he's doing something else, and he's doing something called Transformation Week this week. It started January 1st. It's going through to January 7th. And his online training is about, again, getting clarity, getting more energy. And he's just speaking to me in a way that no other person has online in the recent period for me. But my point is there, the tool that I got is Burchard's high performance planner. And again, I was a bit skeptical because I said my relationship with planners is a bit off. But he's asking a lot of questions as we start the day. Who do I want to be? How do I want people to see me? What word do I want to describe me and why? So if I want this day to be about compassion, I want to be compassionate. Why is that? Who do I need to be on my A game for? And so I can list out my top priorities, the tasks that I need to be focused on. And it's a planner where I come back to it at the end of each day and look at where I am. And I grade myself. And when I've been really honest with myself, I see that some days I've been really great. I've been really focused. I've been on point. I'm making progress. Other days, not so much. So that's the tool that I'm using. So again, ask yourself, what is it you want to achieve in 2019? And what do you need to do to get you there? What do you need to keep doing? What do you need to stop doing? And what do you need to start doing? But whatever it is you want to achieve, do it now. Arthur Ashe said, start where you are, use what you have, and I forget the last part. But the important thing is to start where you are and just begin. Because if not, the year is just going to slip away. And this is your opportunity to make this your best year ever. So wherever you are, begin. Start now. Do not wait. Commit to achieving your goal, because this is your life. This is your year. Are you ready?